What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm gonna talk about narcissism, mental health issues has been going on since the human experience have evolved. Since the human experience was created, like mental health. I'm talk about narcissism. I'm gonna talk about world corruption. I'm gonna talk about uh, how painful it is to be a human, and how evil and controlled, and how crazy it is to be a human. So let's get to it. So what I realized about this human experience is that like there's always going to be restrictions and control. So if you observe this world is based on restrictions and control. So, for example, money. There's nothing wrong with money, but it's the people controlling the money that's the issue. So we still have poverty, we still have homeless people, we still have people who are hungry, and it's a lot to explain from a karma perspective, right? Some people may say the reason why we have homeless people are suffering, even though we're in 2023, is because they may have done something bad in the past life, so now they're experiencing this lifetime. Others may say they're just victims of bullshit, pretty much. Me personally, I have an open mind, so whatever is a fact, it's a fact. I'm not saying there's right or wrong, but I'm just saying whatever happens, whatever happens. But what I'm saying is this. So imagine as a soul, as a spirit, you incarnated as a human being, right? You have a nervous system, so you're gonna feel pain. But not only, but that's not the point. Like, yeah, well, it is a point. The point is like it's so easy for the human body to experience trauma within the brain, right? It's so easy for it. So imagine you're put into a very evil and controlled world that controls people through paper money, and that also manipulates people into going into a bullshit ass school system that don't teach us shit about mental health, that don't teach us shit about how is the world gonna be so corrupted and restricted by money, right? But and these school systems don't even teach us about how the system operates. Instead, they teach us bullshit math, English, this and that. Don't get me wrong, it is important to learn English and math, but it teaches all this shit that's not gonna help us prepare for the enslavement. If you're gonna make us be slaves, at least prepare for us to become a slave. School doesn't even do a good job of doing that. They don't teach us about how to pay your taxes. They don't teach you about like how to pay your mortgages. So I find that funny actually. I just found that out just now. But what I'm saying is this, you know, all the foods are poisoned. You can't really do anything without money. All these minimum wage jobs, we're overworked and underpaid. It's so easy to, for the average. Have you ever observed like the average human being experiences severe depression, severe anxiety, and there's a lot of domestic abuse and violence that goes around these households. This is what a lot of people are experiencing, talking about on YouTube, generational curses, right? So, and narcissism. So, it's coming to light that people want to say, "Oh, there's been an increase in mental health issues." It's been happening. Look what the fuck that's taking place this whole existence. We always have wars and battles and enslavement. So I understand it's the evil people controlling this realm, but could it also be the fact that it's the nature of this realm is so evil? This is why people in the spiritual community, they call it this is hell, because you feel pain. If I were to pinch my face, I'm gonna feel nerves and pain and shit. By touch this wall, like if I were to like slam my head, I'm gonna feel pain, right? So we all have pain receptors. But not only that, but it's so easy for the human body to develop a lot of trauma, mental health issues. I've dealt with a lot of narcissistic family members and narcissistic people that I've came across my whole life growing up, and they all have mental health issues, and that's a fact. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So, and I feel like certain people who don't experience like, it's a lot to explain, man. There's certain people in this, a lot of people experience certain shit based on their soul like there's a whole spiritual side to it. So there's people experience shit because of what they need to experience due to karma, due to what the fuck they've done in their past lives. But it's so tricky because like, how are you supposed to know what the fuck we've done in past lives if we don't even have memories from our past lives? People may say, "Oh, our past lives don't exist." Some people say it does. There's a lot of theories on why we don't remember our past lives and shit. Some people may say it's because of the fluoride we drink from these waters, from the toothpaste, or from the vaccines we take as kids, as babies, as soon as we're born, that causes us to not remember our past lives. So there's so much theories out there. There are YouTube videos, people explaining how to activate your third eye through constant meditation, listening to binaural beats at the same time, constantly doing it, then learning how to astral project, and then you're able to find out what you've done in past lives and see different realms and shit. I don't know, so it gets complicated. But what I'm saying is this, that's not the point. What I'm saying is this, in this realm, in this world, a lot of people experience a lot of mental health issues, and I feel like not only I blame the human body, I blame this realm from a spiritual perspective, but it's also because of this world we live in. This world has been corrupted and controlled by a lot of evil people or entities that's been going on for over thousands of years, right? Due to money control and shit, we had slaves back then. What kind of fuck shit is that? We're still being enslaved. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like people being overworked and underpaid, it caused a lot of stress within the human psyche, within the human mind. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like at times when I'm living life, I feel like I'm in the wrong timeline, or I feel like I've incarnated here by accident, because everything is just shitty, man. Like, the people are shitty, this world is shitty, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying everyone is shitty, but in this lifetime, it's like God or life or the universe is putting me around a lot of people who aren't good for me, only because so I could learn how the average human being operates through their mind. So pretty much in this lifetime, I'm pretty much meant to really learn about the human psychology and the narcissism and mental health and toxicity. This is why I'm put into dysfunctional families, so I can learn about generational curses, so I can break them, so I can learn about narcissistic people, so I can learn about a lot of spiritual shit. And this is what I'm getting at. A lot of people, like, and this is why when Chauncey One mentioned that, like, we don't have free will, and that like everything is karmic, he's saying that for a reason. Like, people aren't just, like, when people keep on attracting certain shit, yes, they're not healed properly, but I feel like in his life, everything's pre-planned, everything's predestined. This is why certain people experience different things, and you have a group of people who tend to experience the similar or same things as you do. This is where you get your soul tribe from. Why is it that, like, this is why I'm subscribed to a lot of YouTubers who've experienced the things I've experienced with dysfunctional families, narcissism from people they keep coming across with. We're both into spirituality, just shit like that. While you have other group of people who are into similar things that's completely different from us. This is what I'm talking about. Like, people experience certain shit within their lifetimes and shit. They're meant to experience certain cycles and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but what I'm saying is this. So, like, it's a lot to explain, but basically, the more I study myself, the more I observe my life experiences, the more I can see, like, all this shit's spiritual, all this shit is karmic energies. That's what it is, pretty much. So, but it gets annoying knowing that, like, you could be it doesn't matter how self-aware and how much healing work you do, you're still going to attract, or depending, see, my life is this. I'm always going to attract narcissistic people. I'm always going to attract retarded people who aren't at my level, right? Despite the amount of healing work I'm doing, only because it's part of my karma, or I'm meant to learn lessons, or my life path and purpose and mission evolves around narcissism and mental health. That's where I'm getting at. But that's all I gotta say. All I'm saying is that, like, this world is responsible for allowing a lot of damaged people in this world. You see the most evil, most psychotic, most narcissistic person in this world. People want to say, oh, how does he like, why is he like this? Obviously because of trauma, because of his upbringing. But what causes the upbringing to even do certain shit to these people growing up to be narcissists? It's because of this world. This world is ruled and controlled by money. Like, you can't do shit without money. We're being overworked and underpaid, and that's basically it. But that's all I gotta say. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a good one. Peace.